They pinch, they bite, and they buzz overhead. There are over a gazillion bugs on the planet, and there's more bugs than there are people, and they've been here longer. So today, we're going to take a closer look. Hi, I'm Margaret Sharp with Collegian Wired. This week in Publisher Parish, we're going to cozy up to the curious world of bugs. It's a new book by author Daniel Marlos. Daniel joins us here today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Margaret.
Great. And so tell me, first off, how did this fascination turn into a book?
Well, this goes back to about 1998, and I was asked by a collaborator of mine to write a column for a publication that she was doing, a Xerox publication, a zine, and I thought about it for about a day, and I got back to her and I said, well, I'd like to write What's That Bug? The publication itself was American Homebody, and she was interested in people writing columns that addressed various things that had to do with domesticity. And I figured, well, people encounter insects in their home all the time, and they would like to know what they are. So first there was a column in a zine, then the zine became a website, then the What's That Bug went along for the ride as a column on the website, and then about 2 years later, it generated so much mail that I purchased the domain name and became my own unique website, whatsthatbug.com.
Right. And so from reading your book, what would the common person find about a bug that they didn't already know?
Oh my goodness, there's information on every page, Margaret. Turn to a page and choose a fact. Well, I tried to find a lot of interesting information for this book, and I learned a lot myself as I was writing it. And I would come up with little outlines for information that I wanted to cover, and one of the things that I noticed really early on is that there are a lot of really interesting names for dragonflies. And dragonflies are very popular right now on textile prints and in various places, but for the most part, the legends that are associated with dragonflies are all maleficent. So I have a little section in the book called 13 Maleficent Names for Dragonflies, and they're oftentimes associated with things like the devil, horses, sewing, witches, various things like that. And it seems to run pretty much worldwide. These are universal notions on what's actually a very beneficial insect.
Oh, that's something that I didn't know, so very interesting. And now there are some people who, when they see bugs, they automatically reach for a can of Raid. What do you say to that?
Well, they do more than just reach for a can of Raid. Margaret, there are people that step on them, they swat them, they do all sorts of things to them. And I would say that, in some cases this is possibly justifiable insecticide, but for the most part it's unnecessary carnage, because even though many creatures might look fierce and dangerous, they're either benign or beneficial. So I would say that it's really advantageous to learn, to educate yourself a little, and that is one of the mission statements of the website itself, to get people to appreciate the wonder of the lower beasts around them, and to appreciate the interconnectivity of all life forms on the planet.
Got it. My last question for you is, what's your favorite bug?
My favorite bug? Oh, that's a tough one. I might say perhaps the praying mantis. The praying mantis is a very interesting insect that also has a lot of superstition associated with it. But they're predators, they're large, they're aggressive, they're interesting.
Great, great. Thank you so much for joining me today on Publishing Parish.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.